Hey everybody, it's SaskiaSketches. It's been a while. it's been a while. Um yeah, so I've thought a lot about how I wanted to do this video. I have a couple notes here with me. Um so I am just gonna, read some of those and talk to you about what's been going on lately, and why I practically fell off the face of the earth when it comes to YouTube. um, I'm not dead, I promise. um, yeah, so the reason I waited so long is because I wanted to wait until I felt good enough to start making videos consistently again, and to, be able to knock them out every week. But, after a couple months, I've started to realize that that is probably not going to be happening anytime soon, if at all, again. So, I wanted to still make something because I've really missed making videos. Because I've said this before, and also I'll say it again, but I love YouTube a lot, and I love making videos a lot, and I've really missed having a place to talk about stuff, and I've missed showcasing my art and all that stuff, and I really want to get back into it. So I'm going to do that, but with the limitations that I'm currently facing, I'm gonna have to make some changes. And I've been wanting to make a couple changes to the channel for a while now. It kind of started with the Ultimate Elemental Animal Challenge. Once that got a little bit too much to handle every week, I also started to, feel a little bit not necessarily bored with it, but I felt like the concept was getting a little stagnant. And when I was recording the videos, I was also noticing that there were some things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't quite get the chance to talk about during those videos, and I just felt like they were getting a little bit repetitive. So instead of sticking with that format, I'm going to be sticking with a weekly format of just showcasing everything that I've worked on during that week, whether that is art or that is writing. I would also, like to give updates on my writing, maybe read a little segment of my screenplay every once in a while, or some other things that I've been working on. I'd like to just showcase stuff that is going on in my life, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I would also like to be more vulnerable. I want the content to be not an escape from day-to-day life. I wanted to capture day-to-day life, and I want to turn it more into sort of a journal, because up until now I've been treating this channel like a sketchbook where I've showed all my art and I've shown what I've worked on, and I've been really excited about everything, and I still want to keep that spirit and that excitement, but I only want to bring it out when it naturally comes out. I don't want to have to sit myself down and bring out all that energy when I'm recording and then collapse for a week because it's too much. Because one of the reasons I really do enjoy recording videos is because I can get so excited, and I can get so just happy just talking about stuff, and I've missed that. But the reason I can't do this anymore the way that I have been is because of that, is because bringing up that energy, it's not like it's inauthentic, like I sit down and I feign all this energy, but I sit down and I say, hey everybody, it's SaskiaSketches, that I get really excited, and it makes me very happy, but at the same time, it costs too much, because I only have a very limited amount of energy, and if I spend it all in like 30 minutes recording, I don't have anything for, the rest of the day or the rest of the week even. So I don't want to pour it all into something that I'm not like completely happy with either, because like I said, the content I felt like was starting to get a little bit stagnant. So I would very much like it to be dynamic, but to also like showcase everything that I'm working on, everything that I'm doing. I want to give you guys updates on my plants, because that's something that I've been really excited about. And I want to, talk about music, talk about YouTube. I want to talk about stuff that's, on my mind. So that will also include health stuff, and it will also include mental health stuff, like physical and mental. Because all of that takes up a lot of my time and energy as well, and thinking and being able to reflect on that out loud, I feel like it's going to really be helpful as well. Let's see, what else did I write down? Yeah, a lot has happened to me over the past few years. I've gotten progressively sicker and sicker, to the point where I've had to stop going to school and move back in with my parents because I can no longer physically take care of myself. Yeah, so that's been tough. I moved back in with my parents permanently last week, even though, I've been living here with my parents for the past year or so. For the most part, I had to relinquish my studio, and with that, the last bit of independence, and the last bit of the last tie, I suppose, to my my school that I was going to before, and that sucks. That's not fun. So that's one thing that has been on my mind and has been making life more difficult. I also want to be transparent about this. I do want to make sure that I don't overshare too much when it comes to private information. But I do want to be open and vulnerable, and I want to treat this as a journal, as a diary almost. And for that, I do think you need a little bit of information if you want to be along for the ride. By the way, if you want to unfollow because of this, completely understandable, no worries whatsoever. I am just going to make the content that makes me happy, as I've always done, and as usual, you're welcome to come along for the ride, and if you don't want to, also fine. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so as of right now, I am formally diagnosed with fibromyalgia, ME, CFS, POTS, IBS, MCAS, ASD, PTSD, and health anxiety. So that's a lot. And it's a lot of obscure conditions as well. I'll explain a tiny bit of how they each affect me day to day respectively. I don't want to be like, oh, woe is me, whatever, but at the same time, I do have a lot on my plate, and I want to kind of break through the idea that I'm still a healthy person, because for some reason I'm still in denial about all of this. I am still thinking, oh, next week I'll go back to school, or next year I'll go back to school. And last night, I was planning to talk about this later, but last night I had a bit of a I don't want to say a breakdown or anything, but I had a realization that I'm not going to be going to school next year, and that felt really awful because I for some reason I'm still in the the mindset that everything is fine and that nothing is happening and that I'm perfectly healthy, and next week I'm going back to school and I'm gonna do all the things that I wanted to do, and then I just realized, no, I'm not gonna do that. And that is probably also why I was like, okay, I've got to get back into YouTube because I've got to do something, to be productive or whatever. But yeah. So that's been hard, but I want to break through that and kind of like face reality a little bit more. So fibromyalgia is a neurological condition that causes widespread chronic pain across, basically the whole body. So all my muscles are like constantly in pain because of that. All of them. So you could basically like point at any muscle that I have, and I was like, does this one hurt? Does this one hurt? Does this one hurt? Yeah, they all hurt. And that sucks. That also comes with a lot of fatigue and also stomach issues. But it's a very difficult condition because there's no like notable like cause or cure or anything. Like people don't even know what it is yet. So basically what this means is, oh yeah, you're in pain, but we don't know how to help you, sorry. So that's that. ME is sort of the same thing. I cannot pronounce the actual thing for the life of me, but it's a very long term, but it basically also means the same thing. The M stands for myalgic, as in fibromyalgia as well. It also means for pain, muscle pain. Because myalgia means pain and fibro means muscle, so fibromyalgia means muscle pain, and then ME is myalgic something. CFS is chronic fatigue syndrome. This one is a little bit more self-explanatory. So basically, you're tired all the time. We don't know why. It's probably because you're in pain. Sorry. POTS is a condition to do with my heart, which basically, it's not like, that sounds really scary, but it's not that scary. It just means my heart beats a little bit too quickly whenever I change positions. Like when I sit and stand up, my heart beats, like my heart rate jumps up to like a unhealthy amount, and it pumps so quickly that it can't get enough blood to the brain, so I get dizzy, or I get like lots of people who have POTS faint because of it. I don't typically, so that's good. But I do get like really sick whenever I sit up too quickly or I stand up too quickly. I can get like really dizzy, headache, very nauseous and stuff like that. It's not fun, and it also means that I can't like exercise. Which, with all the muscle pain and the chronic fatigue, of course I can't exercise, but this also like really doesn't help with that. IBS is a little bit more known. Like I feel like a lot more people have IBS and a lot more people know what that is. But it's also one of those weird chronic conditions that's just like, yeah, we know your stomach like doesn't, function properly. We just don't know why. Basically, it just means, certain foods like give me stomach issues, and it's very random, and when I'm stressed out I get it more often and stuff. It's just a lot of pain and a lot of like discomfort and stuff like that. It's not fun. And then MCAS, I think, is the most deliberating, is that if that is the word, but this is the most vile of them all. I'll like put it like that. It's a mast cell activation syndrome, which basically means I have too many mast cells in my stomach and they produce a lot of histamine. And if you don't know what histamine is, I don't know either. So anyway, it's not like it's a what's the word for it? It's a substance, I guess, that the body produces when you're having an allergic reaction. So it's like, it's really hard on like the liver and the kidneys and stuff. I produce, so my body produces way too much of it, and whenever I have like certain kinds of food, this the mast cells activate, and I get really, really, really sick. I can't get up. I can't, because I'm like in too much pain. I get like super nauseous. I get like lots of stomach pain. I get like fever sometimes. Like it's really, really awful, and so painful, and so just like whenever I have whenever that happens, I just feel like I'm dying. It's so bad. So because of that, I have to like avoid certain foods. Like I can't have legumes, for example, because they like make me really sick. And yeah, that also, unfortunately, MCAS, my MCAS in particular, is very sensitive to medication. So this is also why I've had to stop taking painkillers. So I can't take any like medication for my pain, because when I do it, my stomach issues get way, way worse and I get really sick. So whatever, small margin that those painkillers would take off of my fibro pain, they would, be immediately like, outweighed by how much stomach problems that would give me. Because of this, I there's lots of stuff that I can't take. Like I can't take certain supplements. I can't take like, what's it called? Like melatonin. I used to take melatonin to sleep, but whenever I would take it, I get really sick. So I couldn't sleep anyway if I wanted to. All of those lovely things. So that's where we're at in terms of physical. For all of these, by the way, there's no cure, because they're also like, people don't like, either they don't know what these conditions are, exactly what causes them, so there's no like cure or medication for them whatsoever, and any medication that there is very experimental, and painkillers especially are quite ineffective when it comes to fibromyalgia pain and ME pain. So that's great. When it comes to the MCAS, thankfully there are a couple medications that I can take. I've only recently been diagnosed with that, so I'm currently trying a new medication for it, which is so far not giving me any negative side effects, which is incredible. So I'm very, very happy about that. Still like slowly increasing the dosage until I get to the daily dose I'm supposed to be on, and then hopefully that might help. But I've tried loads of different medications and nothing's really helped, so I don't know, is all I can say. I don't know. And then the mental stuff. Yeah, I've ASD, autism spectrum disorder, which I think was already quite, like, I haven't been like quiet about that at all, so I wouldn't be surprised if you knew that already. And that one, yeah, currently it's given me a lot of trouble in terms of sensory overload. But yeah, this autism, I've been diagnosed with autism the longest, I think, so I've learned to to cope with it quite well. Like, I know myself and I know my autism very well, so that doesn't tend to give me a lot of trouble anymore. Oh my gosh, shut up. Then PTSD has also been giving me so much trouble lately. It's a post-traumatic stress disorder. And for me, it used to manifest in lots of panic attacks. I don't get panic attacks as often anymore, because I've learned to like cope with them, or like prevent them pretty well. But I do still get a lot of flashbacks, and just a lot of anxiety and being on guard all the time, all that sort of thing. So like I spook really easily, or like I startle really easily. So I just feel like I'm on edge all the time. and you know, lots of flashbacks where it's like I get really caught up in a memory, and I to the point where like it feels like it's happening right now. Usually these are pretty quick, so it's just like a flash of a memory and it feels very real for a second, and then I gasp for air and oh wait, I'm home alone, it's fine, I'm safe, right? It's very annoying. What else? Yeah, this also gives me a lot of like hypervigilance, I guess. Like I am on the lookout for danger all the time and stuff like that, and I have a hard time like going outside and stuff like that, because I think I'm gonna die. And my health anxiety, yeah, this is also a very interesting one, which is notable since I've gotten more and more sick. I've gotten more and more scared of being sick. So like I am terrified of eating food because food makes me sick. Like it's really, really scary when a food that you thought was safe turns out to not be safe, and then you know you're worried that every food can't, you know, no food can possibly be safe, and but if you don't eat you feel even sicker. So like there's so much like concern, I guess, in my day-to-day life about avoiding sickness, I guess. And like when, you know, I have a little bit of a cold or like a small symptom, like a little bump somewhere, or like a scratch like on my tooth, I'm like immediately jumping to the ultimate extreme conclusion, like, oh, all my teeth are rotting out and I'm gonna have to, you know, live without teeth for the rest of my life, or like I have cancer and I'm going to die. Like all the, like it's very irrational, but it's very it feels very real, and I think it's my brain trying to comprehend or like trying to get some sort of control over my health by worrying so much about it. And it's like, it's not a good way to cope with that, but it feels very much like something like that. If I think about the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario ends up happening, I will be prepared for it, right? Which, no, it's 99% of the time it doesn't happen, and all that you end up doing is stressing yourself out. But my brain doesn't know that, so could somebody tell it? Yeah, so lots of anxiety and stuff like that. I think that's about it. I might have forgotten one or two, but we'll see. So that's my health that is in shambles right now. But yeah, so all of this has left me feeling quite lost and hopeless, which will most likely be returning / recurring theme in videos, which is true, and I think that's going to be because it's so, you know, intertwined within my day-to-day life. I feel like it's definitely going to show up in videos more often, and I welcome it, because I want it to be, you know, I want these videos to be a place of retrospection, introspection, reflection, whatever the word is. I want to you know, just talk about these things, and I want to think about these things and not avoid them, and have a, you know, a time and a place to like just reflect, I guess, and think about it and talk about it, and hopefully talk myself through it, whatever. And yeah, just like capture, I guess, my life. I don't know if that makes sense. It'll make sense once I start making videos, and you'll see what I mean. Let's see. My PTSD has been giving me a lot of trouble lately, especially so that, and the traumas that caused me to develop them will also be featured heavily / probably. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not gonna like overshare and talk about everything that happened to me in great detail. I don't think. Maybe I will, and it will feel cathartic, but we'll see about that. So, yeah, above all, I want this channel to be an outlet for everything that's happening in my life, whether good or bad. I want to talk about it all and get it off my chest. Yeah, so I feel like that summarizes it well. I also wrote down a couple ideas for this, and I'll just like go over those quickly. YouTube weekly videos, but if I can't post, that's fine. I want to definitely like aim for weekly videos because I feel like that is a good you know, it might have to be bi-weekly, but I do think like a weekly video would be a good starting point, or like a nice you know, data point, I guess. Like it's a lot happens in a week, but not too much happens in a week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's enough to make a video about, but it's not too much that it becomes overwhelming. I want to talk over drawing footage like I always have. Maybe some IRL clips of shiny hunting or watching films, collecting a collection of things I've done / worked on. So like maybe going for walks, talk about plants and whatever, like maybe, you know, interesting stuff that I've done, or like noteworthy stuff, whatever. Reflection style content, a place to put my thoughts. Yeah, I feel like I've touched on this plenty. More like a video diary than a vlog style video. Yeah. I feel like that's also, you know, maybe I will incorporate some more vlog elements, but I don't want to, I don't know, I feel like vlog style content feels very, it feels very forced to me, I guess. Like it's hard to capture everything authentically, I guess, in that sort of format. So I want to just like try and do something. And, you know, I haven't like found the vision yet, like perfectly. I don't know exactly what I want yet, but I guess we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna see. Let's see. Track progress in some way. Yeah, so I think that's a very important thing for me, especially now, is because I want to make sure that I am able to see, you know, how far I've come, because my life's been feeling very stagnant, and I just want some sense of like that I'm actually doing something with my life. What else? Just talk about whatever is going on in my life. Yeah, I feel like I've said plenty on that as well. Emphasis on mental health and physical health, I think, as well. Music I've been listening to, maybe a song of the week. And oh yeah, this is interesting. This is an exercise that I've learned in therapy that I feel like is going to be very interesting to showcase on the channel as well. Maybe one a week. So like one a video. I'll like fill in one a week and then describe it in the video, I guess. Like go over it in the video. Comment of the week. I feel like I want to, you know, engage a little bit more with the comments. Like I reply to everybody, but I feel like it could be interesting to, you know, pick a comment that was particularly noteworthy and just like talk about it a little bit. Maybe if you want to share something, you can talk about it. Or if you need, like, if you want my opinion or like advice on anything, whatever, throw it in the comment section. Maybe I'll pick you for the comment of the week. YouTube videos I watched that made me think / stuck with me / I really enjoyed. I think that's also interesting because YouTube is a really big part of my life. Is because, you know, no matter what, if I don't have energy for anything, I'll have energy to watch YouTube. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I come across a lot of interesting YouTube videos, and I want to also incorporate that because I love YouTube and it's a big part of my life. So that's gonna be in there. Yeah, I think that is it for now because my throat's starting to feel sore. So I feel like that's my body telling me, hey, enough for today, stop it. I am going to record a little bit more later, I think. I don't know if I'll put it in this video or whether that will be next week's video, but we'll see. Thanks so much for watching, I guess. Yeah, thanks. I can actually say that I'm going to be back next week. Woo, let's go. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, so I guess we'll see. I'll see you later. I forgot my outro. I'm gonna have to look up my outro again, but I thank you for watching. Bye. Subscribe if you want, I guess. Bye.